and finally I can sit down and make a video for you because I started a new project. It's called Project 2021. I went around social media in different groups, Zimbabwean groups, and I was asking around for people who want to share their stories, how they came abroad, or anything, any topic you would like to share. I went around and searched, and people started writing to me because I gave them my email. So today it's the first time I'm going to read a story. Someone sent it to me. It's a very emotional story, but a lot of people have actually reached out. I can show you guys. So this is the story I'm going to be reading today. As you can see, I already have 3 new inboxes that I haven't read yet. And this is the second one I got. The first one was pretty intense. So I thought for the first story, I just go... The story is hectic, but it's not as hectic as the first one which I had. So I thought I would read this one first. And we'll see. I hope it works out because it's a project that I really wanted to do. It's not something that someone else is doing, and I'm not a follower, so I don't like to do what other people are doing. So anyway, the first story I'm going to read. So don't think I forgot about the wine. Rosé. Doesn't this bottle just say, please buy me? I mean Portugal. I'm in love. This is a Rosé, Mateus. It's a Portugal Rosé, the original. I'm starting to fall in love with Rosé, but I still like my red wine. So let's have a taste, you know, see if it's good. Not bad. I like it. But for me, until now, the rosés, the best will always be Gallo family. That rosé was, oof. But this one comes next. I mean, it's really good. It's really good. Anyway, let's jump into the story. It's quite long. I hope I can read it loudly and clearly so that you can hear what I'm saying. I hope I can read it well, I can do it justice, because it's okay. Let's just jump right into it. I need a sip before I start. So, dear Vimbi, honestly I was not sure if I was going to respond to your request for real life stories in Zimbabwean communities in the diaspora. But I thought maybe I could reach or help someone with my story. So here goes nothing. I'll try and keep it short. My name is Paida. In 2007, I thought I had met the man of my dreams. He just oozed charm, you know. For a year, everything was all lovey-dovey. He was caring, funny, considerate, and everything a woman wants in a man. End of 2008, he said, I'm ready to get married. I was overjoyed. Everything went as planned for the Rora and the white wedding celebration. For those who don't know what Rora is, it's a traditional wedding where you pay the bride price, and you know, yeah. Our honeymoon was in Cape Town. I had never traveled out of Zimbabwe before, so to me this trip was just out of this world. Fast forward 6 months later. This was around July 2009. I had made food for him since he always came home for lunch. On this day, I was introduced to the real monster I was married to. The dish I had made wasn't to his liking, and without warning, he threw the plate directly in my face and shouted at me that there was too much salt. I had made this meal dozens of times, and he had eaten without any issues. He stood up, slapped me, and went back to work. Shocked cannot even describe what I felt in this moment. I was lucky that the food wasn't too hot, so I had no burns. But I sat there and cried like a baby. Little did I know that this was just the beginning, the appetizer. Later that day, when he got back from work, he apologized and said he would never do it again. I believed him. Stupid me. Yeah, we all know this guy. So, that same night, I really didn't feel like lovemaking. I can understand that. I had never said no to him before, only to find out no wasn't an option. He beat me senseless and told me, hauna kurairwa. I have to translate this. Hauna kurairwa is basically saying your parents didn't raise you well or didn't teach you how to behave. So, mind you, he still had his way with me while I lay there in pain and crying. Next day, I called my mother and told her everything. Her response was, "Mumba munoda vakashinga mwanangu. If you treat him well, he will change." At first, I thought I had her wrong. But it is what it is. Apparently, before my father passed, I was very young. He was abusive. So for her, this was a normal thing. So the beatings continued. I tried everything to make him happy, but that seemed to make him more angry. April 2010, I finally confided in a friend of mine who I had gone to uni with. She had moved to Canada by this time. I told her everything I had been going through, and to my surprise, she offered to help me. I laughed and said, "You're all the way in Canada. How can you help?" But she showed me that when someone really wants to help you, they will go all out. She contacted me about 4 months later. By that time, I had lost all hope and accepted my circumstances. Do you know what it's like to live with someone you're terrified of? To sleep next to that person? Sorry, I need a moment. To sleep next to that person every day, to pretend like everything was all nice and dandy. I had given up. Anyway, she had found a job opportunity for me and was willing to help me through every process. At first, I was afraid of what would happen when my husband found out. But I knew I had nothing to lose, because at this time things were much worse at home. You wanted a child, and thank God for some reason it didn't work. But this also meant I was blamed for that also. So more abuse, physically, emotionally, and sexually. So I went through all the processes. No one knew what I was doing except for my friend in Canada. Every day I would wake up thinking he knows and is going to kill me, but he never found out. Everything took about 5 agonizing months to prepare, but finally my flight was on the 7th of January 2011, which was a Friday. On Thursday, the 6th, I told my husband I'll be visiting my mother for the weekend and that I would be gone before he came back from work that day. He just nodded his head and that was it. So that afternoon I left. My bags packed. My mother was shocked. My mother was shocked seeing me with a large suitcase and a backpack. She thought I was leaving my husband and coming to stay with her. But to her surprise, I told her I was leaving for Canada the next day. And I told her not to tell my husband until the following Monday, when he expected me to be home. She cried. I cried. It was a bittersweet moment. January 7th. I was terrified, but I went through with it. I can remember the tears just streaming down my face when the plane took off from Harare International Airport. When I landed in Canada and my dear friend was there waiting for me, I just broke down. It took me years to get my ex-husband to sign the divorce papers. It took me years to trust any man. I am still in therapy. Come to find out that my biggest problem was with my mother. I had so much anger towards her because she didn't protect me, but she didn't know any better. And we have an amazing relationship now. I am married, I have kids, and I am happy. I enjoy my life. Thank God every day that I came out of that abusive marriage. So I just want to say to all the people being abused, find the courage to leave. Do whatever it takes. You are stronger than you think. I know it's not easy. Hey, I had to leave the country. Otherwise, I would still be with that horrible man, or he would have killed me by now. You are worth it. Thank you for reading my story. I felt good writing it. Sorry it was long. With love, Paida. Yeah, so that was the first story. Intense. I mean, she's not the only one. Oh, and thank you so much, Paida, for writing this story to me. I don't think it was easy. And I don't think you are alone who was in this situation where your own mother tells you, you know, stay there. If you treat him well. This really touched me. I mean, she said, for for those who need translation, it means basically marriage. For a marriage to work, you have to be strong. And then she said, if you treat him well, he will change. I mean, this was your own mother. I can feel that pain. I can't imagine my own daughter telling me that her husband is hitting her, and I just say stay there. But okay, like she said, her mom didn't know any better. Who are we to judge? But hugs and kisses. Thank you for sharing your story. I mean, if there's someone out there who is going through the same, I hope Paida's story maybe will motivate you to make a change, seek help if you can. And yeah, I just have to say I'm really proud of myself that I didn't get too emotional, because when I first read this story I was like, is it going to work? But it did, and cheers to you, Paida. Thank you for sharing your story. So for those who want to write me other stories, I know I'm set for the next 5 weeks, but if you have a story to tell me, please write. Don't be afraid. And it's okay if you want to be anonymous. I will not say your name, but she didn't mind writing a name. Yeah, I have all the trust in this project, because I want to reach as many Zimbabweans I can out here and tell them, you know what, your story happened to someone else. You're not alone. And I want to be able to build a community full of trust, a community full of love, where people can share whatever it is. I'm open-minded. I do not care. Of course, we are going to have really sad stories. But we are also going to have happy stories, fun stories. Let's enjoy. Support me in this. If you have a story, write to me, simplyvimbi@gmail.com, and I will share it. I hope I won't be overwhelmed too much, because already I started this project a week ago, and already I have 5 stories in my inbox. If it gets more, I will have to do maybe 3 days a week videos, or yeah, we'll see. So thank you for tuning in. Write your comments below. For those who have been inspired by Paida's story, know that you're not alone. Seek help. Thank you. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Thank you.